Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Kalo janati tava jananam kalo na janati tava samapanam drushto maya tava Mahakarah Yogeshwara Kala Kala Yogeshwara Kala Kala. Namaskaram to all of you. all those who are here, and wherever else you are. First I thought I'll torture you with a few poems for you. This is called Leela. Leela means play. One and only reason why every human being in the world is not able to realize the full potential of one's being is because absence of Leela, in the sense they're too serious about themselves. They may take other beings, other life lightly, you know. We can chop up 1 billion other animals and eat them up, no problem. But they are not able to take themselves lightly, that's the problem. Leela. To know the profound playfully. To know the profound playfully, if only you had a joyful mind, a heart with overflowing love, a burning intensity in your body, you would be playful with life and death, matters of here and hereafter. To know the profound playfully, if only you had a joyful mind, a heart with overflowing love, a burning intensity in your body, you would be playful with life and death, matters of here and hereafter. This is called bonding, which is one of the impediments that people create for their playfulness, because they do not understand a bond and the significance of a bond. In the process of life evolving, life blossoming, life reaching its ultimate dimension, the significance of bonding, as people make an attempt to possess their bonding, it becomes a bondage. Bondage means no possibility. The body bonds with all that it touches. The body bonds with all that it touches. Mind a fickle friend, but the body solid in every sense. Every bond a sacred connection to Mother Earth. The body bonds with all that it touches. The body bonds with all that touches it. Mind a fickle friend, but the body solid in every sense. Every bond a sacred connection to Mother Earth. Whether you will touch it in your awareness or you will touch it in your grave is a choice. So many choices. Life is full of choices. This is called of nations. National borders, not to cut the world into useless scraps of geography and endless prejudice. National borders, not to cut the world into useless scraps of geography and endless prejudice. Nation needed to keep the colorful tapestry of human history and ingenuity of culture and languages. Nation needed to keep the colorful tapestry of human history and ingenuity of culture and languages. Borders of nature, borders of nurture and bonding, not of dominance and bombing. Borders of nurture and bonding, not of dominance and bombing. Bonding, not bombing, please. Well, today is the 75th anniversary of Nagasaki bombing. Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings have stood out as two terrible blots in human history where our freshly acquired scientific knowledge we used in a most devastating and disastrous way. Well, since then, we thought peace can only happen by deterrence. Well, unfortunately it is true, simply because we understand borders as absolutes. We do not understand borders as a way of preserving the variety on this planet. We do not understand borders as nurturing the multifarious ways in which human evolution has happened. Human cultures have evolved, languages, literature, many things have happened within enclosed borders. Whether an actual line was drawn or not, there have been nations right from the beginning of humanity. So nurturing these borders is good, because today, unfortunately, because of the internet culture, people think everybody must be same. Well, if everybody becomes same, it'll look… if you dress same, talk same, eat same, you will become like an army, and that's a dangerous process. And the entire population becomes an army. It's a dangerous process, because what is an army without the ability to fight? What is the use of an army without the ability to fight? And what is the use of ability to fight when you can't fight? You need opportunities to fight. Well, we've been very innovative about these opportunities, because many people predicted that after World War II, as disastrous as it was, we don't think in another century another war will happen. But the reality is not a single day has passed since then where there has not been some battle, some fight, some part of the world without… for national reasons, not for religious, racial, caste, other reasons, people are shooting each other all the time. But for national reasons, nation as the cause of shooting someone, not a single day's break has happened since 1944. So this is something that we need to look at as human beings. When I say a human being, the word being is thrown around too loosely, not understanding that to be a being is the highest privilege on this planet. No other creature is a being, it's a human who is a being. What this means is, we have the choice to be the way we want to be. How far away from that are the general human populace, unfortunately? Because if we really exercise the choice of being the way we want to be, I'm sure everybody has enough intelligence. Everybody, irrespective of who they are. Everybody has enough intelligence to see that it's better to be in a pleasant manner than in an unpleasant manner. But for some reason, I think that you deserve unpleasantness. So I choose to be unpleasant. This is the position of individual human beings, which organizes itself into larger groups right now in this world. The largest groups are probably nations and maybe religions. Nastiness we dispense freely, pleasantness we hold back thinking it'll be useful in the grave. There are many reasons for this, but fundamentally, we have not exercised this fundamental choice, which is a consequence of evolution of life on this planet, that it has brought us to this level, that we can actually choose how to be, how to think, how to feel, how to be right now. This choice no other creature has, because they are driven by the compulsions of their physiological needs. We also have physiological needs. It is not that you can live completely free of physiological needs, you have them, all right? But the important thing is that your physiological needs do not reflect in your psychological space. Your physiological compulsions do not reflect in your psychological space. If this much you do, that there is a little distance we've been trying to do this to you for many years now. If there is a little distance between you and your body, between your body and your mind, there's a little distance, the compulsions of your physiology will not reflect in the psychological space. Once compulsions of the body are not reflected anywhere, then you are a being. This is all it takes. But when constantly how did this happen? It's a tropical flower. So, we are constantly eulogizing our limitations. We are constantly making it out like limitations are power. No, being without any sense of limitations within you is ultimate power. Once again, power does not mean over somebody else. Powerful way of existence does not mean you are ruling somebody or you can squash somebody. That's not the point. If you have enough energy, if this tree has enough energy and power within itself, it will not come and beat you. It will take a human being to break a branch and beat you. It just wants to grow to its fullest size and possibility. That would be its aspiration. If only if you had that much intelligence, this would be very simple. The power within you is about seeing that this being shines in a glorious manner. Sun is shining, wonderful sunny morning out here. Well, it is not necessarily thinking that photosynthesis must happen, you must get vitamin D into your stupid system. Nothing like that, it just shines, everything happens. This is all life has to do. This is the privilege that nature has offered to a human being, that you are little more, significantly more than a physiological process. This means you've reached a place where your existence is not about what you're doing physically, your existence is about how you're being right now. It's in this context, only when this dimension becomes an aspiration within you, only when this dimension in some way has inspired you to seek to be beyond physical mechanizations of life, which are needed of course. Without the physical platform, there is no life. But only when this happens, a guru becomes relevant. In America, this is a four-letter word, guru. I heard a very popular a television anchor telling somebody, some kind of a spiritual teacher, local spiritual teacher, and when that person is being interviewed, this television anchor says, "You're not a guru, aren't you?" It's such a dirty, filthy word. Then son is a filthy word, because that's what guru means, one who dispels darkness. Just a few hours ago, it was dark here. Darkness is gone, not because of something, simply because the sun rose. So what we are referring to as a guru is not a person. Well, because… who's that other guy talking to me like this? In an open space, why is there an echo like that? The trees are throwing things back at me. Another guru, see? Well, what dispels darkness? Well, in the physical world, only light dispels darkness. Within you, light cannot enter. Sunlight, I mean. Sunlight or electric light or lamp light cannot enter, fortunately, because people have, in human languages, we have used these terms. I think it's Patanjali who made the first mistake. He said, if you sit still, then a light will arise within you. Since then, all kinds of idiots started seeing every kind of light within themselves. Wherever you go, if you say, slowly I've beaten this down in the last 30 years, I think it's gone down quite a bit, but there was a time, anywhere you go and you say, I meditate, "Oh, did you see light?" Well, why the hell would I try to see light with my eyes closed? If I open my eyes, there is enough light all over the place. Well, he said this because he's talking about… because he knows that your mind is a consequence of a humongous amount of accumulated stuff. It is like this pond looks murky all the time. But normally, if you leave it, all the sediment will settle down and the water will become clear. But if you take a stick and stir it up, once again the mud is up. So in that context, he's saying, if all your life you've had a murky mind, if you simply sit still, if you give it enough time, all the sediment will settle and there is clarity. Suddenly, a new light has come. It's a metaphor. There is no other way for a human being to understand that you can see better. I can see better means there is light, that's what it means. So in that context, he said, a new light arises within you. He also reminded that your problems are not gone. Just gives you a new light, that means a glimpse. The whole karmic muck is still there, that's a different level of work. But at the same time, if you learn not to put your hand and stir it up every other day, then even if it is there, what is the problem? All the muck is just richness of experience. Somebody just sent me a video about one guy, simple, in a very simple terms he's sharing, which is wonderful. He said, he is running some organic kind of stuff. He said he's kind of putting it like in in what is considered as science today in the world, unfortunately. He's saying, see, cow is the best machine that you have. So when it delivers a child, it will give you milk for 7–8 months. Once milk is over, in India we retire the cows and feed them. We don't kill them, that's what he's trying to say. We retire the cows and feed them. And if I feed so much, he goes around the city and collects all the vegetable waste from everywhere. I feed it now at 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 5:36 in the evening, dung will come out. So this dung is very rich in methane, the vegetable is not rich in methane, this is very rich in methane. I got a gobar gas plant, I put it there and it generates gas. I need light by 6:30 in the evening, my lights are on. And I take this residue that comes out of the gobar gas plant and put it there into the earthworm pit. And within 72 hours, the richest possible manure that you can have, the vermicompost is ready, and immediately I can put it back into the earth. And in case there is something that the cow cannot eat, then I have chicken. Chicken, like worms, the major part of their diet is worms, so if you just leave something there, it rots, maggots will come, chicken will eat that and it will transform worms into an egg within 24 hours. There's no machine in the world which can make worms into eggs. So when you have omelette, you're actually eating maggots within 24 hours. In a very simplistic way, he's explaining, but it's true. That's what is happening, all right. So, what is food becomes something else, what is mud becomes food, and like this it's going on. In this whole process of life, the moment you take your individuality too seriously, you become an opaque self. Because you're opaque, sunlight is not entering you. Why sunlight is going through this air, though it is air is everywhere, you know this? Hello? It is going through air in such a way that you can't see it, though it is vital for your existence. But why is it not going through you? Because you are opaque physically, that's good. Physical opacity is all right. But if you become opaque as a being, then you need some knocking. So the Guru as a person why, let me not talk about others because they may have their own tricks, so I don't want to explore and open up those things because we don't know what strategies they have. Why I am the way I am, my persona is crafted carefully so that hard to make any conclusions, constantly keeps you confused. Because if you have concluded, your door is closed. You're a little confused. Suppose you're confused whether it's day or night, you would like to open the window and see, isn't it? If you're certain about everything, nothing. So, my personality is a knock on the door. But your goddamn door, will it open? That's a big question. No, Sadhguru, once in a way I open and shut, open and shut. Fine. That is why you have to hang around the person all the time. But if you become open, open means just this. Your muck settled. Not even gone, I'm not even expecting it should all be gone. It's settled, it doesn't come up every day. It's settled down at the bottom of the lake. No problem, clear water is up there. We must understand the beautiful clear water of a lake that you might have seen, crystal clear water, or in a river, there's a lot of muck at the bottom. But they kept it down. Because they kept it down, there is beautiful, drinkable water. So similarly with you, it is not necessary you must be washed through and through. That is only needed if we want to do things beyond your well-being. That your concern about spiritual process is not just your well-being, your realization, you want to become an instrument. Well, that is looking very difficult in 21st century to make anybody into an instrument, because an instrument should do… Suppose you are a surgeon, you have a needle, you want to stitch, but the needle decides suddenly it wants to be a scissor. Dangerous. This is the experience of a guru in 21st century, especially a mystic who wants to do some things beyond just well-being. So, that is a different problem, but just to bring clarity and well-being to yourself and to your own realization, all you need to do is settle the muck. Settling the muck, you don't have to do anything. If you don't mess with it, it will settle down. Every day, this has become a Yesterday I was calling somebody, you are a progeny of Sigmund Freud. Every day picking up your muck and you think you're analyzing it, all you're doing is you're stirring it up all over the world. With this, if you ever think there will be clarity in your life, all the best. I am doing this, not this, you must notice that. I will tell you someday why. All the best, because you will be an eternal mess, just know this. Because you have not understood the fundamentals of human mechanism, especially your psychological space. Now everybody is on the internet, everybody knows kidney function, this, all kinds of chemical names everybody is throwing out. Sadhguru, my bilirubin, I said, where the hell did you see? Leave it to the doctors, you just say, this is hurting, this is hurting, this is hurting, you can say that. You don't say all these things because you don't know a damn thing about it. It's just like the same thing in the so-called spiritual world of the 20th century. Everybody is talking about aura, chakras, energy, and how they're cleaning the chakras, aligning the chakras, wheel alignment, you know. This is going to mess you up very badly, because all you're doing is stirring up the bottom of the lake. You will always be a murky lake, you will never be clear water. The difference between clear water and murkiness is just that one has allowed it to settle down, another. Only because there is murkiness, all these lotuses and lilies are blossoming, isn't it, here in this lake? If you wash it clean, the bottom of the lake, what will come out of this? Nothing will come out of this. It'll be a water tank, it'll not be a lake. So it's all right, there is lot of muck, but there is no need to bring it up to the surface, because it's most useful where it is. If it comes up, it blocks up everything. So a guru is a presence, not a person, a certain energy, a certain possibility. To make use of this, all you have to do is open your door. All you have to do, open your door means, Sadhguru, how do I open my door? You know, Hanuman opened his chest, should I do that? No, I don't want to see all that ugliness within you. You're pretty ugly inside, you know. It's a great mechanism, but not a aesthetic one. Hello? Physiologically, I'm saying. Nobody wants to open the stomach and look inside. There's nothing very pretty out there. Yes, useful things, but not pretty. So, opening does not mean there is some mechanism that you have to open. The only block is you. The only block is you as a person. Why somebody is being referred to as a guru and somebody is not, is simply because one has a personality which is opaque, standing in the way. Another has either made himself transparent or learned to move aside. One of these things you must do. If you become absolutely transparent, then there will be certain amount of functional loss in the world. So, At this stage, for most people, it's better to learn to stand aside. You must try this next time in your home. When a guest comes, you open the door, but you just stand in the way. They will clearly understand this is not a welcome home. The moment you open the door, you stand aside. This is a simple sense every human being has. So Guru's persona is just a knock on your door. When you hear the knock, you must stand aside. As I have repeatedly said, I have initiated more people who I have not met than people that I have met. I think in the next few months I am seeing how to take this to a next level using technology. Because if people can use their scientific knowledge and technology to burn out a city or two, I thought we can use the technology to really light up millions of human beings. I am looking at… see, the only restriction that why is it we can't sit here in this darshan and just initiate the whole world into a meditative possibility, or let's say Shambhavi Mahamudra, why can't I initiate all of them straight away? The problem is they are… evolutionary issues are there. They're distracted, they're not focused. If you can get the whole world focused for a small period of time, my idea of small period of time is 3-4 hours. If you can keep them absolutely focused, the entire population, right now, this morning, we can initiate the entire world into a practice. Believe me, we can prove this to you. They don't know we're teaching them, they just stayed focused. But by the end of 3-4 hours, they will know how to do Shambhavi Mahamudra. We can do this. But how to get them focused even when they're in your physical presence? You know, these days, it is not only your body that is itching. The screen, the phone screen is always itching. Hello? Ping, ping, ting, ting, it's going and you have to do it, and if it's not happening, you're worried, why is it not happening? Why is nobody paying attention to you? Why is nobody sending you this and this and this? And in America, this. Why somebody is not sending you some sign? Because culturally you've been trained to look for signs everywhere. You getting it? Well, if you can stay focused, this can be done. We will be doing a large-scale effort in this direction where we can initiate a large mass of people. The struggle is to make them focus, so all our Isangas, our teachers, will work to get a substantial number of people stay focused, and then we will initiate them without physical presence. This is going to be a significant step, thanks to the virus that we are making this effort. It's always been on my mind, but you know, we've been doing it with physical presence, so we didn't really make the needed effort. Now we are making this effort, and if we successfully get them focused, initiating them is not the problem, wherever they are. Because this is not like a electric light, can I focus it here, can I focus it behind the wall? This is not that kind of thing. It is happening, all it needs is focus. If the focus is there, transmission is effortless. Where there is no transmission, there will be no transformation. Teachings can change you, but cannot transform you. Transformation will happen only when there is a transmission of something that opens up different possibilities within yourself. So, we are in the process of, working out a system where we can have at least 10,000–25,000 people focused at a time, and we initiate them. Well, we've done this in physical presence for much larger numbers, but now technology platforms are limited to the numbers that I mentioned. So this will be happening probably in the next few months. And this is an unfortunate remembrance. We celebrate anniversaries of everything, don't celebrate this day. This day we must remember always, the day Nagasaki was bombed. That too by chance, look at this. It's not like we wanted to kill the people of Nagasaki. We wanted to drop it on another city. And that city had too much cloud that day. Those days, the bombers did not have the kind of technology they have today, they had to physically see it. So there was thick cloud over that city. So they flew to another city and dropped it there. The randomness of it is even more cruel. It was not even a focused effort to neutralize something. It is a random effort. It's okay, somebody you bomb, all right? Either this guy or this guy, what does it matter? Shoot somebody. These days you're seeing this, shooters are coming in public spaces. They're not planning to shoot somebody who is their enemy or somebody with whom they have a fight. Just shoot somebody. Well, the entire movement of what you are referring to or what we are referring to as terrorism is just this, shoot somebody. Shoot this particular person is human enmity. I'm not saying it's good, but at least it is controlled by its own nature because it's focused on a specific person. Terror is a terrible thing because shoot somebody, it doesn't matter who. Man, woman, child, if you don't get anybody, shoot the dogs on the street. Anything, shoot something. So, this nuclear bombing, which in 1944 was a fresh exploration into science and technology. It was new. And just bomb somebody. And it was nicknamed Fat Man. All of you. Today is a day to determine yourself that you will not be that fat man representing a bomb which is randomly hitting somebody. I'm talking about another cause. Because 30% of the world's population is starving, malnourished, and more than 30% is obese. This is also random bombing. So please take care of that also. And that city which is called as Kokura, which had clouds, we have a clear sky today, we don't know who has any intentions for us. That city, Kokura, which was cloudy, today is being appreciated as the luckiest city in the world because the bomb was intended for them, but went to somebody else. So, this has been the nature of human existence, that we have organized prejudice in the form of race, religion, caste, creed, and the new racism is nationality. Which passport I hold will determine who I want to kill. Yes, if I hold this passport, I want to kill you. If I hold another passport, I want to kill that guy. So, this organization of prejudice is there unfortunately in human mind. Individuals can work how to transcend that, but when it gets organized in these forms, then this is not experienced as prejudice, this is experienced as patriotism. This is experienced as a very positive thing. Well, unfortunately, the world's realities may be such that still nations are confronting each other, but we must understand all this is rooted in organizing our prejudice. Today, the world's survival or nation's survival may be still dependent upon it. But is it not the aspiration of human beings to naturally see how we can live in the highest possible way, whether it's going to happen tomorrow morning or after 10 years or 1,000 years, but is it not important that every human being aspires that in some way you're liberated, both as individual, as societies, as nations, and as humanity on this planet? Because this aspiration is not my idea. This aspiration is the very basis of your being, because being means it has evolved to a place where it doesn't want to be tangled up. Well, because you tangle up in reflection of your physiological and physical survival instincts, this is why endless suffering. Simply sitting, standing, people are suffering. Nothing need to happen. Everything is fine, they will suffer. When everything is perfectly fine, they still suffer because what is longing to be free has been bound by your ignorance. Well, today is an outdoor darshan. Here we are, our Mahima Hall, for those of you who have not seen. It's a dome, pillarless, columnless dome, probably one of the largest domes in the world. I don't know for sure, but definitely of all the domes I've seen, this is a very large one, 44,000 square feet. It can accommodate a couple of thousand people sitting for meditation, but today because of the virus, only 300 people can sit. So infrastructure requirements have gone up because of social distancing, or the best thing is to sit outdoors. So here we are. Please, if you have questions. I'm waiting for question.
This question is from Misha from Johannesburg. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. How do I deal with a family member who, for very small things, keeps threatening that his guru will punish me?
Oh,
He even recalls instances when people have met with accidents or contracted diseases because they were not on good terms with him. While these may be empty threats, they are quite disturbing, and they have started making my children quite nervous. How can I convince my little children that their mother is safe, and how can this situation be handled?
oh, Bliss, first check out your family member, whoever that is. Maybe he's got some goon connections, not guru connections. Local goons, he has relationships with them. With that, he can cause accidents, he can cause disasters. When this happened, Shankaran Pillai went to a bank for a business loan. He had a legitimate business running successfully, he just needed more money to advance and enhance a few things. Or the bank manager in his arrogance. No, this happens usually. Businessmen who are worth millions go and sit with a manager who doesn't earn 10% or not even educated that much many times, acts like he's the ruler. It happens everywhere in government offices, in the governments, in the banks, because whoever holds the key to the money acts big. This happens even within families, all right So, the bank manager said, no. Shankaran Pillai said, see, I have a legitimate business. I'm running a very profitable business, all I need is little more money to get going. Bank manager says, no. This was his bank, but now this manager says simply no without consideration. So he walked to another bank on the same street. He went and spoke to the manager and said, this is my need. That manager immediately provided him the necessary loan. So Shankaran Pillai walked to the fish market, bought up 2 kilograms of rotten fish, wrapped it in paper and went to the old bank where he had a safety deposit box. He took out all the documents, everything that he had there and put the fish there, closed it and went on with his life. So your relative is just trying to do that, to put some rotten fish in your head, okay So, you need to take care of that. Because people can put rotten fish in your house. How is it that you're allowing people to put rotten fish in your head? People can put rotten fish in your head because you've not taken charge of your head first of all. You left it in other people's hands. It's a very precious property. Doesn't matter if you lose your money, don't lose your head. So, why this relative of yours is in your house, if he is or if he is visiting,